Hello, my name is Gainey. I'm a candidate for mayor in the city of Pittsburgh, and I'm running for mayor because I believe we have a great opportunity in our city. I believe that we can turn our disparities that we talk about so much. We're always talking about the disparities that we have in Pittsburgh. I believe that we can turn disparities into opportunity. I believe that we can really sincerely work on affordable housing and make sure that people are not being forced out or pushed out, but are actually having the ability to afford the housing in their neighborhood and can stay there. I want to work with Pittsburgh Public Schools as a partner. I want to make sure that we're working with them to provide the quality education that makes us one of the great institutions for public education. I believe it takes a partnership to do that. And I believe working alongside the school district will give us an opportunity to succeed. There's no great city without a school district, and there's no great school district without a good city. We can work together to improve that. I want to work on police-community relations, not just talk about it, but actually do something to change the culture of policing, to make sure that we're moving from a military-style police force to a community-oriented style police force, to making sure that we're not over-policing in certain communities, but we're working together to build the trust, to deal with the hiring practice that brings on quality officers that want to do good in our community, to ensuring that we address the gender equity report. The report that came out that said for African Americans and women of color, this city is not a good place. We should never ever put a liability on our people as if they are liabilities, understanding that we are all assets in the city of Pittsburgh. We have a great opportunity to take that report and do something with it. But to have a report with no recommendations is to have no hope for a better tomorrow. We will ensure that we increase MBE and WBE participation. We will ensure that we turn that disparity into opportunities so that everybody feels welcomed here in the city of Pittsburgh. And lastly, we will work to address the issue of our major nonprofits not paying their fair share. In order to become a great city, in order to become a city where everybody's involved, everybody must pay their fair share. And that's why I'm running for the mayor of the city of Pittsburgh. It's time to reduce the rhetoric and increase the action. And in my candidacy and in my administration, it's the change that I hope that we all want to see that will make this a great city and the most livable city for all. I'm running to be mayor of all of Pittsburgh. It's great to be a state representative, and it's great to work on issues where you can write state legislation to get things done. There's no question about it. But to be mayor is different. To be mayor is to be an executive of a city. To be mayor is to be able to work across the aisle with nonprofits, with corporate Pittsburgh, with Foundation Pittsburgh, to really talk about what we need to do to make Pittsburgh more welcoming, to make sure that we're doing something particularly with contracts to empower MBEs and WBEs, to deal with workforce development so that we're putting people back to work in good paying union jobs. See, that's the power of being mayor, is that now you have the authority to really impact the economy, the quality of life of Pittsburgh, and be able to unify a city that needs to be unified. Pittsburgh is extremely segregated and isolated. You can tell what neighborhood and when you drive through it. We're better than that. We've always overcome our challenges. We always have been diverse. We just have to tie this city together by making sure that everybody has access and opportunity to a good quality of life. We can do that, but it's going to take all of Pittsburgh to do that. Not just some of us, all of us. All of us have to get out of our own neighborhoods and begin to enjoy other cultures, the richness of culture, the richness of turning Pittsburgh into a culture melting spot where everybody feel welcome. Where when the young come here, they see areas of the city that's reflective of them and they want to stay. Where we begin to celebrate each other and respect each other in a way that builds a city. That's who we are as Pittsburghers. We always have done that. And what I'm saying to everybody out there is help us build a better Pittsburgh that's inclusive for everybody. That's the power of being mayor. That's what gives us the opportunity to really unite this city. We have that opportunity if we do it together. And I know and I believe that we will. And that's why I'm running for mayor, because I want to build a Pittsburgh for all. When Bill first ran, I was one of the first people to endorse him. That's true. I really believed in what he was talking about. The issues that I'm talking about right now, the issues that he talked about, that when we first met, I agreed with. We needed to talk about how we increase affordable housing. We need to talk about what we do with police community relations. We need to talk about how major nonprofits pay their fair share. Those were issues that we agreed on. The problem is, after 8 years, nothing has changed. After 8 years, nothing has changed. And if we haven't done it in 8 years, we're not going to do it in the next 4. If we didn't plant the seed 8 years ago and make sure that we water to make sure that there's a return on that investment is not going to have a return now. And so now we really need to be not just talk about how we improve those issues. We have to make sure that we're doing something to improve them. And I have that track record. I've always worked to improve police community relations. I've always worked to address affordable housing. I've always worked to talk about creating access and opportunity for all Pittsburghers, particularly African Americans who, for so long, based on the reports that we read, particularly black women, have been left out. We don't want to leave people left out. We want to make sure that everybody feels that in Pittsburgh, there's opportunity and chance. Those are issues that matter. And you can look at the numbers. In 8 years, it hasn't improved. It just hasn't. And so that's why I'm running for mayor, because I have a track record fighting for these issues to change how people see and feel about the city we love. You know, the experience that I have to be mayor of the city of Pittsburgh, it really starts as a child. I didn't know anything about politics. You know, I lived in East Liberty in a high-rise building. Then I moved to the Garden Apartments with my mom. But we never had a politician knock on our door. We never had a politician come to my school. We didn't have a politician that did community meetings to tell us how we were going to have a better day. I really didn't get into politics till I got to Morgan State University in Baltimore. My first semester down there, it was a hostile takeover of another university trying to take over the historical black HBCU. And I had went to class that day, and the teacher told me, and the professor asked me what I was doing here. And I was like, "You teaching, right?" She was like, your lesson is not in this classroom. Your lesson is to be with your classmates and march down to City Hall and fight to keep this school a traditional HBCU. So we marched all the way down to City Hall that day. And I was really just an observant. And the first politician I ever met was a gentleman by the name of Kurt Smoke, the mayor of Baltimore, who happened to be an African American. And I watched how he helped us fight to keep Morgan State a traditional HBCU. I watched some of the community development things he was doing down there to improve the community. So when I came home, I was eager to learn community development. And so East Liberty Development was just shut down due to some racial issues that they were having. And they were opening back up under the leadership of Wheeler Winstead. And so I went to work for ELDI, and I told Wheeler I would work for free. I said, "Mr. Wheeler, I'll work for free until y'all get money. And if you enjoy what I do, then you can hire me. But in the process, I'll take my paycheck as being what you teach me. Teach me community development. Teach me the tools of community development. I'll be the gopher, tell me what to do." After that, I went to work for a state representative. I worked there for a couple years. Then I ended up going to work for Mayor Murphy in the mayor's office. And the one thing that I enjoyed about that was that coming from where I come from and to have an opportunity to work for a mayor, I consider myself to be, it was an honor. And so whatever they threw away, I would go in the garbage and get it and read it. I kept a file on every politician and a file on every development project in the city of Pittsburgh. I learned how different departments in the mayor's office were operated and ran. I didn't want to miss anything. After going to work for Mayor Murphy, I did a brief stunt with the Housing Authority with modernization and contracts. And then I went back to work for Mayor Luke Ravenstahl. And I continued to do community development work and learn the workings of the mayor's office. So when people ask me my experience is all that I bring. Being a state representative, learning how to deal with the Republican side of the aisle and work across the aisle to get things done. Coming back home and doing things in the community that had not been done before. helping wherever we could just to be able to get people's problems solved. Part of being in any type of leadership is to solve problems. I have a track record of solving problems. That's why I know I'll make a good mayor, because I know how to bring people together to gain more wisdom in order to put more strategies together to get the results that we need to grow Pittsburgh. That's what great leadership does. That's what we will do in the city of Pittsburgh under my administration. We will ensure that we have the right people in the right positions to help us execute the right plans. So it won't just be that we talk about it. We'll get it done. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm proud of the Black Lives Matter movement. I think when you think about what it's done this summer, the changes that it's made nationally, the exposure that's happening to get out critical issues such as police community violence, to talk about some of the inequities when it comes to the gender equity that, the current administration put out a report about, the gender equity report. So, I think the Black Lives Matter movement is doing a lot to bring a lot of our inequities to the table so that we can discuss them. In regards to me riding the wave, I've rode the wave of everything that's moved history in America, from civil rights to Black Lives Matter. Anything that's given us opportunity to create a better tomorrow, yeah, we've rode that wave. Not me, everybody has. It's not just about Ed, it's about everybody. And how we can empower one another is powerful. And we should all be willing to have that conversation. We should be looking forward to having that conversation. That's why the disparities that we have, we can turn them into opportunity. Because of the advocacy that we've had from the NAACP back in the 60s and 70s, to the civil rights of King's days, to the Black Lives Matter of right now. These are the advocacy movements that have changed America for the better. So when people say, am I riding the wave? I ride the wave of history. I ride the wave of everything that has been able to get me to this point. I stand on the shoulders of a lot of people who will fight for us to have a right to do what we do right now. This moment in time is not built by me, created by me, or moved by me. This moment in time is a moment that history has moved. From all the way back to civil rights, before civil rights, to the 15th Amendment, to the 19th Amendment, to everything that we've done. It's been powerful. We've moved since the time we came over here. Name changed. 3/5 of a man sold into slavery. Jim Crow 1, Jim Crow 2, couldn't own land, couldn't go to school, couldn't pray, couldn't vote to the 15th Amendment. If you're a woman, couldn't vote to the 19th Amendment, to civil rights, to mass incarceration, to Black Lives Matter. These are movements that every American stands on. And so it's not just one movement that I stand on. I stand on the shoulders of all those that made it possible for me to have this opportunity, for you to have this opportunity, for us to have this opportunity. Without those many movements, we wouldn't be here today. So I'm thankful for every shoulder I stand on. I appreciate them and I thank them. We've made a lot of difference in the community. Working with Homewood Community Sports to bring money home to improve Homewood Field. Working up in Granfield as well, bringing money back for that development to ensure that the colleges and Little League have a great football field and to play football. Those are two very important developments. Thirdly is the whole transition between Wilkinsburg High School and the partnership with PPS, working with my colleagues, Jay Costa and Jake Wheatley, to get that done. The new housing on Susquehanna, beautiful project, affordable, to make home affordability for people in the district, and then the host of community events we've had to bring information to our community, whether that's around police community relations, whether that's around the use of force bill, whether it's the quality education symposiums we had to talk about how we improve public education, to doing clean water events, and making sure that people get filters for their home when we were having the lead situation, to Thanksgiving giveaway, turkey giveaways in the community, to fill baskets, not just with food, but with information that people may need, to fighting to make sure that we got COVID testing done at Alma Hillary so that we can make sure that people in the community got tested, to book bag drives to prepare kids for school by providing after school educations and other essential information that they would need to have a great school year, to working with my faith-based community to do the book bag drive. So there's so much. I'm just sitting here, and sometimes you start thinking about all that you've done in your community to bring it together, and you know all that you've done. There still needs to be more there's more to be done, and so I just look forward to working and continue to work every day to improve the lives of everybody in Pittsburgh. A vote for Ed Gainey is a vote for change. It's a vote for someone that has a proven track record of going to work every single day. Every single day going to work and executing, making it happen, making life better for people in Pittsburgh. That's what I do. I do it every day. I don't just talk about it. There's no more talk, no more reports. We know what we have to do to make Pittsburgh a more welcoming place. We know what we have to do to improve the quality of life for all Pittsburgh. We know what we have to do. We're qualified and we can do it. I've done this my whole career. And here's what I tell people. If people have to tell you what they're going to do once they get there, then that means they're not bringing their wisdom and experience of what they've learned through the years to the job. What I do now is going to be what I do when I get there. Create a better city for all.
Thanks for watching the video. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so I can bring you more videos on subjects like this and many other topics. Please leave any comments in the comment section. Any questions or comments, I'll get back to them as soon as I possibly can. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.